imagine you putting up with someone who doesn't make you their #1 priority the way Henry always has.
Well, I'm trying very hard to break that pattern in my life. That's why Ed has become so important to me, and Daddy has changed so much. You'll see for yourself if I can ever track him down. I never know where he is. He's keeping all kinds of secrets from me.
Really?
I've only confided this in one other person, and that's Ed. But I think that some scheming woman has her hooks into Daddy.
Well, darling, your father isn't dead. After all, he's a vital, handsome man, and he's been eligible far too long.
Yes, but he has a heart condition now, and on top of that, he has hired Ed's brother Mike to do all kinds of secret legal work for him, and I know that it has something to do with changes he's making in his will at the prompting of this gold-digging woman, whoever she is. She'd probably like nothing better than to see me totally disinherited and come right into my place.
Oh, Vanessa, no matter what your father does, you are not going to be destitute. Besides, I've always felt that your relationship with your father was far too close for your own good and his. Even during college, when you were so enamored with that young law student. Now, I was sure that you would marry him. I couldn't believe it when you turned around and married that dreadful Gerald, whatever his name was. You know, the minute that invitation arrived in the mail, I knew that you were doing it just to save Henry's business. And, darling, that's not only unromantic. It's actually quite morbid.
I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, Blanche, and that's why Ed is more important to me than any other man has ever been. He's the security that I've never known. And with the business the way it is and Daddy involved in this mysterious woman, whoever she is, I'm putting all my energies towards Ed, and by spring, maybe, just maybe, there will be another invitation in the mail.
Mike?
Yeah. No, it's
Ed, I know things have been strained between us ever since Rita left. But I want to thank you for being there for Hope, and I hope you'll continue to stand by her through whatever lies ahead.
I'd have done that anyway, Alan. Look, in spite of what's happened between us in the past, I do want to tell you that I respect the way that you've handled all of this.
Thank you.
Do you happen to know if it was Diane Ballard who hired Joe Bradley to break into your room and find Rita's address and that letter that she sent you just before she left?
On that afternoon, when I found out what kind of a woman Diane really was, I confronted her with that. She denied it, of course. Nevertheless, she did know about Rita. Why do you ask?
Well, because Mike and Larry have come up with some evidence that tends to indicate that Diane wasn't the one who hired Joe, and I'd like to know who would be vindictive enough to send me a copy of that letter, that's all.
Well, I doubt if we'll ever know now that Joe's dead. Anyway, I think I'd better get home to Hope.
Right.
Thank you again. Lieutenant White, Mike, I think I'm going to get back to the house.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll be in touch.
Bye, Mr. Kane. Thank you.
Well, there's nothing more for me to do here. I guess I'll go home and change. I'm supposed to be at Vanessa's at 7 o'clock sharp.
You know, your place should be straightened up by now. I'll go along with you. I'll make sure
good.
everything's all right, and I can take another look around.
Yeah, okay. Larry, Ross left a message that he took that box of Joe Bradley's records over to Justin's and over there.
Yeah.
Listen, when you were going through those records, did you find any mention of whether it was really Diane Ballard who hired Joe?
Well, no, but then I wasn't looking for anything like that. And I didn't get to go through all of the things myself. But Joe kept very careful records, so chances are it is in there someplace. You want to look at them yourself? Well, you can. After Clarence Bailey and Ross are through with them.
Yeah, I just might want to do that.
I better be going. I want to see if I can help Tony out. But I'm not leaving here until I extract a promise from you that you will at least give an appearance tonight. Now, Ed and Vanessa are going to be there, and they've arranged room for us at their table. I don't want to be stood up, especially not in front of Blanche Bouvier.
Now, who's Blanche Bouvier?
She's an old school friend. I stayed with her one winter in Copton-Tea, but that was very long ago.
So,
Mike. Oh.
Hello, Henry.
Evening, Trish.
Hello, Henry.
You're looking lovely as usual.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to come so late, but I just got away from the office, and I wondered if you'd had time to talk to me for a minute?
Sure.
Well, I've got to be going anyway. You know, Vanessa is expecting you at the opening tonight.
Well, my ears haven't recovered from the preview of the disco, but I'll be there just to keep her happy.
She will be pleased.
Oh, Trish, would you please promise me, don't tell Vanessa you saw me here?
Well, all right, but only on one condition.
What's that?
That you don't keep this guy so long that he doesn't have time to go home and change his clothes and come to the disco.
I give you my solemn promise.
Good. I'm counting on you. Bye,
Right
Henry.
there. See you later.
Wonder who's in court. I can guess what you want to talk to me about.
Yes, Mike. I haven't wanted to bother you because I know you have a lot of things on your mind, but finding my son has become an obsession with me. I've been doing what I can to help Alan these days, and that's a constant and painful reminder that I have a son of my own somewhere in the world. There are certain things that I have to explain to him that only I can explain to him. Oh, well. I guess it's the holiday season, but he seems to be on my mind more and more these days. Poor boy, now that his mother's dead, he has nobody in the world, and he must think that his father doesn't care about him at all.
Yeah, I understand how you feel.
Well, at least one thing I don't have to worry about. Vanessa won't be finding out the truth now that Joe and Diane have gone. And, oh, of course, Carrie Todd knows, but she's given me her word that she won't tell a soul. And I believe her. And those diaries have been burned. And I now have the letters I wrote to Brandon in my own possession.
Have you found the names of those lawyers that your son hired in Mexico?
Yes, I have, but they wouldn't tell me a thing. You know, I'd appreciate it if you'd see what you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, would you mind if I used your phone?
No, not at all.
Here's these. After Jennifer had left the office, she had a telephone call, overseas call from Morgan, and I know that she'd want to know about it.
Did you try her at home?
Yes, I did, but she hadn't gotten there yet.
Well, give her my love, will you? I know she's got her hands full.
After I found the gift you bought for me all broken, I knew how you felt. And while I couldn't blame you, I couldn't face you either.
Tenerife to Madrid, Madrid to New York? Operator, yes, this is Mr. Nelson, named 628. When does the next flight leave for Madrid?
We're about to serve a light snack. Would you like something?
No, thank you. I'm not very hungry.
Well, if you change your mind, let me know.
You once said what we had was just too good to last. Were you trying without lying to say that we were through? Are we really through? Oh, is there someone else? Is he so special you can't remember how I loved you, how I loved every crazy thing right from the start? Memories fill my heart, can't face
Fruit punch is all very well, Ed, but you should taste some of Vanessa's excellent champagne.
I don't drink, Blanche. I'm an alcoholic.
Oh, I'm very impressed. None of my husbands ever showed any willpower in any direction.
I don't think you've exercised a great deal of control in that area, Blanche, or else I wouldn't have forgotten exactly how many ex-husbands you're referring to.
Ah, I don't have your head for figures, of course. So few of the girls we knew at school did. That's why I was so astonished when you called me so suddenly and asked me to invest
Blanche,
in that
I thought we
discotheque.
decided to forget all about that conversation.
I didn't know that you and Trish were thinking of opening up the operation to outside investors.
It's just something that we talked about, and then we decided against it. Excuse me. Hello? Oh, yes, he is. It's for you.
Oh, thank you.
It's not the hospital, it's the overseas operator.
Yes, it's Dr. Bauer. Yes, operator, I'll accept the call. Kelly, is that you? Well, it must be after 1 o'clock in the morning over there.
Yeah, it is, Ed. And listen, I'm really sorry to bother you at Vanessa's, but your service said that's where you'd be.
Oh, that's all right. Is anything wrong?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Morgan and I had a disagreement earlier, and I found out that she took the plane from Tenerife to Madrid to make connections to New York.
Oh, Kelly, I'm sorry, but look, maybe she'll change her mind and come back to you there, so please, don't do anything drastic.
No, I'm sure she's going to be on that flight to New York, and that should put her into Springfield sometime tomorrow afternoon. Anyway, listen, what I want to ask you is if you would meet her at the apartment and tell her to wait for me there. See, I'm on standby now for the next direct flight from Tenerife to New York, and that should put me into Springfield, if I'm lucky, about a couple hours after she gets there.
Yeah, all right, I'll tell her if I see her, but look, where are you now, just in case I talk to Jennifer or someone like that tonight?
Well, there's nowhere that you can reach me. I'm at the airport already, and I'm just going to wait here until the morning flight gets in. But it's really important for you to see Morgan, or maybe if you can't see her, could you just leave a note for her and let her know that I'm on my way?
All right, I'll leave a note for her. Look, Kelly, I hope this isn't more serious than you're telling me.
Well, there are a lot of serious implications, Ed, but I'm still hoping we can work things out.
I hope so, too.
I can't believe you made that crack about the call
Well,
when I
darling,
expressly-
I didn't appreciate that crack about my ex-husbands either.
Blanche, I didn't mean any harm by that. It's just that Ed is such a moral, high-principled man, he wouldn't understand some of my little tactics.
All right, Kelly, hold on, and I'll talk to you later. Right.